Hey guys, it's me, Carbon. I want to say a huge thanks to everyone that's been watching these epic The Brainrot videos. I've been having a blast making them, and it seems that you guys are really enjoying watching them and listening to them. And honestly, it's because of you guys that I am now a niche micro internet celebrity, and I will live with that till the day I die, for better or for worse. Now, when I originally imagined this Q&A video in my head, I was gonna draw this PNG tuber avatar for my Sona, and I was gonna have a bunch of different poses and stuff, a bunch of different expressions, and then I'm like, I don't have the time for that shit. I work a full-time job, and I'm typically tired most of the time that I'm not working, so yeah, I didn't have time to do stuff like that, or I could make the time, but I wanted to get this video out pretty quickly before I did the Done For parody, just because I wanted to just interact with my community a bit more, aside from the community post, which it seems only a fraction of you guys really look at, and that's perfectly fair. I don't expect everyone to be on top of my community, just like, oh my god, Carbon posted, holy shit, yeah. And some of you guys are like that. Some of you guys are like that, and I really love that enthusiasm. But I don't expect everyone to have that kind of enthusiasm, and I think making a proper video, reaching out and talking to you guys in this way can help us grow some more, get a bit closer as a brain-rotted family. Our bundle of neurons, we're a bundle of neurons that exist after the brain has rotted, and I want us to be a bit closer together, Now, as you can tell, I'm gonna probably go on a lot of tangents. I like to yap a bit, so I'll probably do a lot of yapping in this video. So if you want to turn it on in the background, like a little podcast, you can. If you want to look at the visuals, I'm probably going to be posting some time lapses of some of my digital art that I've been doing recently. A lot of my fakemon stuff and maybe some other things. I'm working on a Dragon Ball AU now. I can post some of that art there too if I have the time lapses for it. I haven't made the video yet. I'm recording the audio like a podcast or something, like I would with my my web novel audiobooks, which if you guys want to see more of those, please tell me. I'll make them. There are many chapters ahead, and I've just been behind on that. I'm yapping again. Let's get back on subject. Epic the Brainrot, guys. Epic the Brainrot. Before I do get into the Q&A part, I just want to give a bit of background on Epic the Brainrot. I know some people have come in during when I was doing the Discord saga or when I was in the Fortnite saga, or some people have been watching my stuff since I posted a Brainrot out. And this is what I kind of want to talk about, give a bit of background for the people that might not know where I kind of started everything. I started with Brainrot out because it's my favorite song in the musical, at least so far, and there's some songs I think are technically better, but for me personally, I just love Luck Runs Out. And one day, I was making dinner for me and my roommate, and I'm thinking, how much longer till your wrist runs out? That's like a little joke, because Brainrot parody songs and stuff in general. And then after a bit of spitballing, because I was thinking, what could you possibly make the second line in that and have it make sense and be funny and clever? Then my roommate suggested, how much longer till your drip dries out? And it was like a fucking brain blast from there. It was like a whole Jimmy Neutron in this bitch. I sat down. I stopped cooking. I didn't stop cooking. I finished dinner, but I didn't eat. Instead, I sat down, put up my phone because I wasn't at my computer at the time, and I just typed out this whole fucking parody, and it's kind of been sailing from there. Not exactly sailing. I wrote Riz Runs Out, and I recorded it. I made the thumbnail art for it, and I posted it. And I kind of just left it. I've made other song covers and stuff before, even other parody covers of songs, like We Don't Talk About Sprite Cranberry, very underrated, check it out. And they never were very big and very understandable. I'm not a big YouTuber, and you need just a bit of luck and right circumstances, and being at the right place in the right time to really kind of blow up at all. Now, I'm a bit of a genius, a bit of an expert, of course, and I kind of knew that the Epic community didn't have a lot of parodies and stuff going on, and a lot of the parodies I saw floating about weren't very good. The only one that I kind of saw that was like, damn, this is good shit, was the Hunger Saga. Specifically Hunger Dinner. That's a classic, and there's a reason why that's probably the most popular and will remain the most popular Epic parody. But when it comes to Brainrot, the specific Brainrot parody genre, I've seen some of the other ones, and there's some pretty decent ones out there, but at the time, the stuff I was seeing was just kind of mid. And I was like, I have to fix this. I have to give the Epic community not what it wants, not what it needs, but what I think it needs. I need to ruin the Epic community by infecting it with potent brain rot. And that's exactly what I did by posting Riz Runs Out. And of course, that's all a joke. I posted that. I thought it might get a few more views than usual, but not really anything besides that. And that's exactly what it was for about a month. In that time span, I did write Keep Your Goon Close and Rizlessness, and I even had some preliminary recordings for Keep Your Goon Close and Rizlessness, but I never posted them because I just thought, man, I guess Riz Runs Out isn't really that funny or entertaining to people out there, and I don't really see why I would go and post these other two if Riz Runs Out isn't gonna have anyone watching it at all. So I just kind of kept it between me and my friends. But then Riz Runs Out hit 1,000 views, and it was rapidly climbing. This was in the span of a couple days, and I was like, oh shit, this shit's starting to blow up. And what's made me think it was starting to blow up a little bit wasn't because it was getting more views, it's because people were commenting. And just please keep commenting on my stuff. I can see the big number that shows up from the views, and I can maybe look at the likes. I don't even look at them that much. But what really makes me think the stuff I'm making is actually getting somewhere or reaching people is from the comments. People sharing their thoughts and their experience with the things I'm making. And honestly, it's such a motivator. I would have never re-recorded Keep Your Goon Close or Rizlessness if Riz Runs Out never got that interaction of people saying like, holy shit, I really like this stuff. And I just want to thank you guys, and I'm having a blast making these. I have so much fun doing it, and I'm glad that you guys like it too. All right, Q&A section. Future Carbon, put a timestamp right here. Don't edit this out. I know your ass isn't going to edit this audio at all because you don't think this is really going to be that popular, but timestamp here anyways, because I said so, please. Warning, I probably yap a lot with these questions, and this video is probably going to be a lot longer than I initially anticipated it to be. So let's just jump into it. Yoru1385 asks, are you Sigma? I am not Sigma, sadly. Well, not sadly, because I'm something above Sigma. I am what is called a yogurt male. If you don't already know, Carbon is short for Carbon the Yogurt King, because I'm the king of yogurt males, okay? Look it up. It's factual evidence supported by Evidence Land. And yeah, yogurt male for life, baby. Question 2. Malicious Potato CP2FB asks, what is your favorite line to have come up with in all of the Brainrot parodies so far? That is a really tough question. Personally, I think my favorite line in all of the Brainrot parodies is drip dries out, because that just goes so incredibly hard for no reason. But I didn't write that. Like I said earlier, that was made by my roommate, so I can't take credit for that being my favorite line. And right now, I haven't even started writing the Done For parody yet, so you guys can probably have to wait a bit on that. If at all, any future songs. So I might cook something better down the line. But I think currently, and this might be an underrated opinion, my favorite line that I think I've written was from Warrior of the Grind, where she's singing about young Risticius, and it's like, I had a challenge, a test of skill, to crank some 90s atop the steepest hill. One day a boy came for the thrill, a boy so cracked, even the storm went still. And like, I think it's just so funny that this idea that this kid is so good at fucking Fortnite that the storm was like, oh shit, hold up. Uh, I just find some humor in that I don't think any of my friends will find as funny. But I like it. I thought it goes kind of hard in a stupid, fucking dumbass sense. So yeah, I think that's my favorite line. Question 3. Potato and the Magic Flashlight asks, hold on. Potato, okay, Malicious Potato and Potato Magic Flashlight, are you guys like related at all? Do you guys even know each other? You guys might not. There might be no relation. But it's just kind of ironic that two of my most prolific commenters on this series are both potato themed. I'm having a bit of conspiracy here. No, all jokes aside, it's just funny. You guys are awesome. Thanks for interacting. Anyways, question was, what are some inspirations for you? This is an interesting question because I'm not sure if you're asking about inspirations that I have or like things that have inspired me to make this parody, or what. For now, I'm just gonna assume that it's for like the parodies and stuff. And kind of the biggest one, of course, is like the Heather's Brainrot parody, like that 17 video. Classic. Absolutely love it. It's funny. It's stupid, but the words they choose make sense. And that's kind of like the thing I've been trying to go for with this whole series, is to have something stupid, have something funny, but still have some kind of sense and story going on to it that's not 100% ripping off the original musical, but also it's not like me just replacing so many words with random Brainrot terms that it doesn't make sense at all, which I think a lot of Brainrot parodies out there are just kind of that. They just replace so many words with random ass Brainrot terms to just cram as much as they can into it, and there's barely a song there anymore. You're just kind of singing to the melody at that point. I'm trying to tell a Brainrot story. I'm procuring a Brainrot experience for you all, right? And in a way, I'm in this way of trying to tell a story that people have fun. Of course, Jorge is a huge inspiration to me. Just in general, the way he's made these songs have made me want to maybe someday dive my little toes, not dive, dip. I don't know why I said dive. Dip my little toes into maybe in the future making my own little musical. I'd probably not do it, but I probably might. He's got the little gnome in my head that cranks the little thinking engines. But I have a bunch of other things I'm working on right now, so that's further into the future Carbon issue. But aside from that, anything like anime, manga, video games, nerd shit in general, media, books, everything else, personally, I take inspiration from as many sources as I can. Why is that a car? Shut up! Shut up! But I just try to take as many inspirations as I can. So it's kind of hard to list them all, and I could make a whole video in my own right on that. That's a good question, but yeah, mostly just kind of like Brainrot parodies and just musicals in general for specifically this type of thing. And not just Brainrot parodies, just parody songs in general. One thing I really love is the Captain Sparkle's Fallen Kingdom trilogy. I think the way Fallen Kingdom as a Minecraft parody, and I've made a cover it before, with its video, manages to tell a very heartwarming story for a Minecraft parody song of a Coldplay song. Is just really just evocative. And the way they turned that into Take Back the Night, Find the Pieces, Dragonhearted, and more recently Rising Kingdom, I think it's called, just to have a cohesive story with unique songs, it's just really inspirational. I think the biggest inspiration for this Epic of the Brainrot is the Fallen Kingdom quadrilogy, quintilogy, Fallen Kingdom Minecraft parody series. Not even a parody, just the first song's a parody, but the Fallen Kingdom series in general, I think, is my biggest inspiration. Moving on. Question 4. Ghost75_OW. Does that mean Overwatch? Brainrot is real, guys. I swear. What Brainrot song has been the hardest to do, both in terms of editing and in terms of coming up with lyrics? I have a couple answers for that. For the editing, I think that has to go to one of the Discord Saga songs. Either We Edge for Them or maybe even Fortnite. maybe We Edge for them, because that has the most sort of layering going on. Because not only do I have layering going for like the crew, the squad in the background being like, We Edge for them, and there's a bit later on where in the original musical, there's a bunch of other cyclopses that show up, and if you pay attention, it's multiple cyclopses, and they have like harmonies going on. So I had to recreate that too in the deep ass gravelly Polyphemus voice that I try to do, which I'm not very good at, and and I'm like over here trying to harmonize with like, who hurt you? And like, I had to re-record that shit so many times. That was probably the hardest one in terms of kind of editing and maybe even performing a little bit. Because just that voice is hard to do. There are a few options when it comes to making lyrics. If you look at the time spans between my uploads after Riz runs out, there's a pretty big time gap between I Show Speed Ahead and Max Aura, because I had no fucking idea what I was going to write for Max Aura. In fact, my friend wrote a majority of Max Aura, and I kind of went in and tweaked it to kind of fit my vision a bit better. So I did technically write most of it, but a bulk of that was written by my friend, and I didn't really even write it, mostly. I went in using the skeletal framework he made to build up something on my own. So technically, I guess Max Aura, because I really just kind of stole a lot of his thunder there. But he let me do it, so I don't really care. Other than that, there's just a lot of songs that was really hard for me to come up with an idea that I thought would be funny at all. My Goon Bye, I'm not happy with it that much, because I don't think Goon Bye is a very funny catchline. I just don't think it is. I don't think it's that funny, and I wanted something more clever. But I couldn't possibly think of anything else that was Brainrot related that I could put in there and that could kind of substitute as the part of the story where Athena and Odysseus split apart. I just couldn't think of anything. And like, fine, I'll put Goon Bye. It was a last-ditch effort, honestly. I'm still kind of unhappy about it, but that's what it is now. And I've grown on it since then, but I really wanted something kind of different. And I ended up working myself into this corner by starting in the middle of the Ocean Saga and finishing the rest of the Ocean Saga, but not doing Storm. And so when I had to think of something for Storm, I really struggled thinking about doing something for Storm, because the only thing I could think of was Fortnite Storm, and that's also a hard one to edit, because Storm has such a crazy, fast, weird tempo, and having to add a whole extra 2-syllable word before the word Storm is said in a song is kind of hard to fit in easily. I think I did pretty good for the circumstances I was given. I could have changed it more, but I had to make it fit with the shit I wrote and keep your goon close, because I put Fortnite Storm and I Show Speed Ahead in like as the motifs for their respective songs at the end of Keep Your Goon Close, because that's what's in there, and I kind of had to run with it if I wanted to keep any sense of continuity in general, and so that was kind of hard to come up with too. So yeah, there's a few answers for that. This video is almost over 20 fucking minutes long. Let's just wrap this shit up with the final question by Salayir Meteor 9365, and I apologize if I mispronounced that. Asks, how long does the average Brainrot video take to write or make? The big thing with that is it depends on the song. Now, some songs I churn out in a day, and most of the time when I actually sit down and want to write something, I can do it in a day. But there were some songs that I really struggled thinking of anything to do, and because of extenuating circumstances, I just couldn't finish writing in a day, and it took me a week or even more to get to finishing some. But for example, Wouldn't You Like Core Remix? Because I had been working so much in like the Fortnite Saga, the Discord Saga, and like Storm parodies, but because I did the latter half of the Ocean Saga first, I have always just kind of been thinking about what I was going to do for the Cersei Saga forever, since Horse into Default Skin, and Wouldn't You Like is one of those, and I've been ruminating on what I would do for Wouldn't You Like this entire time. So in my head, I had a majority of this song written out. I just never typed it out on paper. Or written it out on paper. I don't know. I typed it on Google Docs, but paper. It's not expression. It's a form of expression. Either way, I had a very solid idea of what I wanted the song to kind of be like. Because Wouldn't You Like is one of the shorter songs in the musical, and it's fairly repetitive. After I figured out that chorus, that was like 90% of the song. I just had to write the bridges and stuff, which I already had an idea for too. So when I actually sat down to write Wouldn't You Like Chord Remix, I did that in like maybe a couple minutes, honestly. That took almost no time to write at all. But other songs, like I said earlier, My Goodbye or Max Aura or some other songs, it just took me a while to write. Especially a lot of the Discord Saga songs, they really took a long time for me to write, multiple days. Not just like writing out. It's just, I just struggled thinking of ideas. I was really struggling to think of some ideas. But I settled on like concepts I wanted, and I worked with it, and I think that they came out really, really well. Now, when it comes to recording the songs themselves, that's even a narrower time frame of when I can kind of make stuff, when I can kind of sing. Because first, I have to kind of be in the mood to sing shit, and also, I just need to have the time to sing, and it just takes longer than writing for me personally to sit down and sing, pull up Audacity. I use Audacity for this stuff. I'm not going to make a tutorial anytime soon. But open that, find the instrumental, download the instrumental, plop it in there, and sing the song and re-record every fucking line because I mess up all the time. And then, of course, there's like melodies, and I have to record the melodies, and it's a whole thing. But honestly, one of the easier songs for me to record was Engineer recently because there's only 3 people. There's no like chorus because Cersei turned all the men to pigs. Sussie's trapped everyone in a vent. So it's only Eurylochus, Odysseus, and Cersei in this song. And yeah, Eurylochus and Cersei have some overlapping lines, but it's not me trying to make melodies that make sense. I said melodies, it's called harmonies. They're called harmonies. I'm sorry about that. Like make harmonies that actually sound kind of half decent. And that takes a lot of time. Honestly, that takes the most time. Any songs with harmonies in them, which is a lot of the songs in this musical, they just take time to do because I have to kind of nail it. And then I'm also like minutely editing everything to line up properly. It's a whole thing. But on a good day, maybe at minimum an hour for a real short song that I already had an idea for. I can do that in an hour. But at worst, it could take me a couple days to figure out how I want to write something and then go and record it. And if it's a complicated song, it's going to take me some time to record that too. But whenever I do record stuff, I do try to get everything done in one recording session. Maybe split it between the day sometimes, but mostly I get everything done within a day. But overall time working on something, like when I'm actively sitting down working at it, at most a couple hours, if like 3 hours, is not super difficult. There is work and there's thinking to go into it, but I spend a lot of my time at work when I'm doing other stuff, thinking about the musical and how I'm going to make it. So yeah, that's kind of a loosey-goosey answer. I hope that's kind of satisfying, but probably not. Sorry. And with that, that brings me to the end of this video. Thank you guys for sitting here for almost 25 minutes of me yapping and just talking. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do like it, comment, like, subscribe, whatever. If you want another Q&A video, comment your questions down below, and I'll probably answer them. If you have suggestions for other videos, you guys have been seeing my art this entire time. I love to make videos talking about my lore for my fakemon, or like my AUs or some of this art. So if you want me to dive into some of this stuff, let me know. I'm not going to have the motivation to do some of this stuff unless you guys tell me to do it. And if you do tell me to do it, I might get around to it. But the Epic, the Brainrot takes priority right now. So yeah, I'll see you all at done for. P.S. I'm sorry for not editing this audio. I just wanted to pump this shit out. See y'all later.